Alright, so let's resolve an exercise, a JavaScript exercise. So you need to create a function dates interval that will take 3 parameters, 3 dates with the new date constructor. So begin, end, and test. And actually it needs to return true or false. So true if the date is located between the 2 other dates. So you need to use the new date constructor to create some date objects. And yeah, just give it a try and try to think about it. And if not, we are just going to resolve it together. So the first thing you need to understand is the representation of the date in JavaScript. So you can, for example, log begin.getTime. And we will just execute that function with a new date. So new date constructor, for example, 2007, May 30. Okay. And now I will just open my terminal right there, and I will just execute my file with Node, not app.js. If you have Node installed, you can just do the same. And I will have a big number right there. What is that? What is that big number? Well, it's a number in milliseconds from the 1st January 1970. The 1st of January 1970, or January 1st, 1970, to that date, okay? So that date to that date, it's the amount of milliseconds from that date to that date right there. Okay. And now that you understand that, you can just compare the different dates with that big number. Okay. It's as easy as that. All right. So right there, for example, I can just say const is between equal test greater than begin and test inferior than end. So you don't need to use the getTime method because it will just know that you just want to compare some dates, okay? And so it will just compare it with the millisecond in background. And then you can just return it. Okay? So right there, I will just add some other dates. So I will add 2007, June 6, so June, yeah, and 15. And for the test, I will just put June and 10. So it must return true, right? So right there, I will just execute again. So I need to log it indeed. I need to log it like that. Great. And now it will just return true, right? And if I put something like 2008, for example, it will return false. All right, so it's working. It's working, but that function is quite big and we could do something more elegant, right? So I will just comment it and create a new function with an arrow function. Sorry. So dates interval equal 3 parameters, begin, end, and test. And it will just return the thing that we have right there. All right. So if you just have a return with an arrow function, you don't need to open the curly braces like that. So I will just show you. Okay. So if you just have a return, you don't need to do that actually. You can use the shortest version. So you can just remove the return, remove the curly braces, and it will just work the same actually, okay? And it can even fit on one line, and it's much more elegant, I would say, okay? But there is nothing wrong using that function, okay? That classic function. It will just do exactly the same. It's just not the same syntax, right? And so let's try it. Let's try it. So node app.js, and it will just work the same, right? Great. See you in another video.